One of the great stories in U.S. coinage is the U.S. Mint's debacle of 1916 and 1917 on the Standing Liberty Quarter. Do you remember the story? It's a crazy story. It's the story of the U.S. Mint's only naked lady coin. Well, tonight we have the pair showing the differentiation. It is a fun story. Unfortunately, ridiculously popular. First time this year. So let's get into it, shall we? So in 1916, we have the U.S. Mint introducing the silver coin renaissance. The Mercury dime is launched, the Standing Liberty Quarter is launched, and then the Walking Liberty half dollar is launched, right? All beautiful individual coins, first time in U.S. history. Prior to that, everything was the same. We had the bust design in the early 1800s. We had the seated Liberty design in the middle of the 1800s. Late 1800s, early 1900s, we had the Barber series. All the coins, all the denominations look the same. And then we create this beautiful opportunity. New designs, new look, new feel. Well, unfortunately, and or fortunately, based on how you're thinking about it, the very first coin made in 1916 had a slight omission error. And that is, you have Lady Liberty, as you can see right there, right? Lady Liberty, and then you see her gown coming across her midsection. Well, she is exposed. That didn't take too well in the time frame, which is the late teens. So in 1917, they decide to correct the coin. And in true uncirculated condition, it is a night and day, no questions asked. You can see it. For us, we're looking at the affordable side of this, knowing that uncirculated coins are upwards of $1,000 or more. So where's the quality where we can all enjoy the story, enjoy the history, and work from there? And that is, you got to get into the middle range of circulated coins. We call it circulated plus. So there's two things to look at. You're looking at right now the type 1. Easiest way to spot it is the neckline. There is no line at all, right? And then above the word quarter dollar, below the eagle, there are no stars. When you go to the type 2, the corrected version, the U.S. government put chainmail over Lady Liberty. You can't see it with middle grade circulated coins, but you can see the collar, like she's wearing something around her neck. Right there, it's very visible. But the reverse, they changed as well, and they added the 3 stars below the eagle. So the easiest thing in a 1917 coin is turn the coin over, and do you have no stars or 3 stars? That's the easiest and cleanest to look at. The differentiation is when you get into the middle grades, again, you can see the collar around her neck, so you know the difference is there. Now, so again, she's wearing a gown, but her right breast is exposed. That is the type 1. And then partway through 1917, they corrected it, and that went through the end of the series with chainmail over. You can see the collar, and then you can see the 3 stars on the reverse to clue it all in. What a fun story. Guys, we actually got to have a graphic, if I recall. Let's bring that up for a quick minute. And the graphic is, well, the easiest place to see the difference, even though you can see it on the obverse as we just showed. So the 1917 type 1, which is the quote-unquote naked lady coin, that is the no stars above the word quarter dollar. The type 2 or chainmail clothed Liberty is 3 stars above the quarter dollar. Very simple. This will come with the coin set. It's just a fun thing. Now, our competition. This is a ridiculously competitive coin, which is why nobody can find them. And when you do find them, you just can't tell anything about Lady Liberty. You have to go to the stars. That's why we go to this middle grade again. We call it circulated plus, because that way on the type 2, you can actually see the collar of clothing, which differentiates it from the not collar, which is why they call it the naked lady side, right? They're at $287 for the type 1. This piece. by itself in a lesser grade. We have the pair, and the type 2, by the way, is rarer, harder to find in quality condition. It inverts itself, actually. In low grade, you can find them. In better grade, you can't. Just a unique anomaly. I think it was because people saw the coin, held on to the coin. Our closest competitor is about $450 for the pair. And again, average CIRC. That's not good enough, in my opinion. You need to be in that circulated plus category, so you can see the collar, like you see right here, around her neck, which is the start of the chainmail, which is covering her, which means she's no longer exposed. So, through the stories of history, right? The stories of history and all the unique things we've done, we forgot to put the word cents on a nickel in 1883. Right? We put the VDB on a cent in 1909, and all the things we had to change because of that, right? Errors that we made, but this one was an outright design where nobody caught that Lady Liberty's not wearing a top. She's just wearing a gown, and by the way, based upon how they drew the coin, Mr. McNeil, the artist, it's exposed. Well, that doesn't happen here on our coinage. It's a one of a kind only and done. Guys, I need a 30-second clock, please. I only had a handful of these available. Love this story. Again, as I referenced earlier, the first time we've talked about this year. And that's just because it takes a long time to accumulate. So again, type 1, no stars. Type 2, 3 stars. The other is look for the collar around the neck on the type 2. Otherwise, the breast is exposed on type 1. It is America's, the U.S. Mint's only naked lady coin, official naked lady coin. And tonight we have the pair, type 1 to type 2, in this beautiful quality for over $150 less than our competition. So we have it, and it's still a savings. That's called the ABC way.